We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
The Big Thom West Show. West. West.
5 things I know, plus a couple 2-3 things more. By Thom West. Humping a 10-hour job for 6 months will set things into perspective. Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. When you have to win, you lose. Everybody knows that. I don't intentionally allow myself to look stupid if I can help it. Not anymore. You can't lose if you don't quit. There's nothing worse than a scorned woman with an acoustic guitar and a microphone. Life is tough. It's even tougher when you're stupid. And finally, I used to be funny. So a couple 3 Thursdays ago, I called my friend Shani, and I'm off from my $10 an hour job on Thursdays. So I said, Shani, let's get together and try to pretend we do what we used to do. So 246, I'm behind a microphone and talking to y'alls. So we got that going for us, which is nice. Last time I talked on the radio was Tuesday, April 30th, 2019. I resigned from the Viper May 1, 2019. I went to Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, and Tennessee in the month of May. I hit record. I still have it. And then tried to launch what I thought was kind of be like a on the road with Thom West. But life got in the way a little bit, and so there's that. And here I am, just trying it out again. So it's just me talking on the microphone for the first time since May of last year with my friend Shani, and I couldn't ask for anything else. So thank you, buddy.
I'm glad I could sit in here with you for this.
Last week we went to Joyous. Last Thursday we went to Joyous.
And Joyous is in the St. Louis area, and one of the best sandwiches rated by Zagat in the country, right?
I didn't need to read a magazine to let me know that it was a good flipping sandwich, dude. I mean, for $10, you just get this wonderful, beautiful salami sandwich. And don't think just hard salami. We're talking a boiled salami. They cut it thick, and then they put it on some garlic toast, a little cheese, a little banana pepper. You dress it the way you want it. Get yourself a cup of soda and just sit there with your elbows on the table, and you just eat a sandwich and love it.
There's no sandwich I've ever had like that. And I'm from Chicago. You're from up in the Chicago area as well. And we've had a lot of sandwiches because that's what Chicago is built on sandwiches.
It's what you do.
Right.
You're in a bad mood. What do? Go eat a sandwich.
You want a sandwich?
You're in a good mood. You're hungry. Hey,
let's go get a sandwich.
Want to go get a sandwich?
Right. And this is honestly one of the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life.
Delicious. Fast forward to this Thursday, and we went over just across the way to our friend Tim DiRenzo's joint. That's DiRenzo's in St. Peter's. Had ourselves a Chicago. And on the Chicago sandwich, you get a nice Fazio's fresh bread from the Hill Daily. They pile on some very tender, juicy roast beef. Puts a link of sweet Italian sausage on top of there. Covers it with a Provel cheese, melts it, and it is served with a side of gravy, brown gravy, au jus. And go off the board and get yourself a side of marinara red sauce. And then you dump that on there and you just eat. That's a damn good sandwich, too.
It was pretty darn good. I mean, if we just do a different sandwich every Thursday, I'd gladly come in here and sit with you, Tommy.
Well, that's the whole premise. You feel good. We both got sandwiches in our belly and good times going on. So I like it. Every Thursday, new podcast coming. Sandwiches on Thursday. Podcast coming up. It's going to be great. We sit around and we talk about sandwiches that are really good and stuff.
That'll be the first 5 minutes of every show, talking about the sandwiches we ate.
So where did we get the sandwich? There's a guy who I've kept in contact. I've kept in contact with several people in the sandbox over the last 6 months. Dave O is one of them. So when I told Dave O that I was getting behind a microphone, he lost his stuff. If there is one guy who is in my corner and champions me wherever he goes, and he goes a lot of places, it's Dave O. And I said, write something for me. So give me a little material. So this is courtesy of Dave O. Thom West Sandbox, 5 Things I Think I Know by Dave O. was his name-o. The only way to know right is to be every kind of wrong and have the courage to speak it. Sandbox rules. Must wear some sort of pant and short. Must be kind even when your kind is unkind. Will teach you even if we all have to do the learning without. All are welcome in the sandbox. Not all are welcome to stay, yet they're always welcome to come back and teach or learn new lessons in the sandbox of fun and games. The sandbox vernacular stretches into dialectical parallels with rare occasions of breaking through imprisonment of a paradigm. And he goes on for 4 more paragraphs. Dave-O, he's got some other people up in his head, and he'll let you know all about it. I mean, because they're there with him all the time, and he just likes to be involved in a person's life who he once listened to in the radio. And it was kind of interesting to get to know him a little better, because it used to be, Dave, hey, I'm just playing songs over here, Dave, but we've gotten to know each other even better over the last 6 months. So that's for you, Dave. Oh, and I said I'm going to send him whatever this is. I don't even know what this is going to turn out to be.
Well, we'll post it on all the streaming podcast places, the Spreakers, the Apple Podcasts, the YouTubes, the podcast channels, all of those. It'll be available everywhere. So all people have to do is put in the Big Thom West Show, and they'll be able to find it on all your favorite podcast channels.
Right on. So there's that. Headline reads, Embarrassed Dad Stuck with Permanent Erection After Surgery. This courtesy of the New York Post. His post-op recovery is a lot harder than he ever expected. The dude is from Scotland, says he's in agony after an operation gave him a permanent erection, turning him into a vegetable shut-in, too embarrassed to go outdoors. Guy's 57 years old. He had surgery 2 years ago after suffering a serious groin injury in an accident at work in Glasgow. Left him unable to get erect, with follow-up surgery to put metal rods in his manhood, leaving him with a stiffer problem.
Great!
The quote is, I've now got a permanent erection and I'm in agony.
Look at it! Somebody get over here and sit on it, will ya?
Quote, I can't bear anything to touch it. I can't even wear clothes. It's a nightmare. He feels like a prisoner in his own home, and he's too embarrassed to have his 9-year-old daughter over to visit him. He's standing there with his old John Thomas. Come here, girl. Another quote, I was told it would be sore for about 6 to 8 weeks after, but I never expected anything like this.
The picture is priceless.
He's standing there with a towel wrapped around him, and it's all poking out. He's just standing there, and he looks miserable. God, does he look miserable?
Is it? But it's a metal rod. It's not like one that he can move up and down. Like it's like it's one of those the pipe cleaners. The pipe cleaner can bend up and down. Like, put it up in the right position. Get up there. Put it to attention. Great.
What's the
sheep are very nervous where he lives. Come on here.
Make a hell of a living.
Yeah.
You put it in anything.
Oh.
Put it in anything. Take money for it. Sure, I'll put it in there. $10.
It'll go.
It'll go.
It'll fit.
Anything you got, I'll put it in.
He's got to wear boots so he can put the sheep's hind legs in there. They don't run away.
The zigzag papers. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, with the wires in them.
With the wires in them. That's what's in his cock, but it's metal.
Wow.
I guess on both sides.
Can he twist any part of it up?
I don't think so.
It's just
there.
What if he's using it and that pokes out the side?
Mm-hmm.
Ouch. Maybe that's why he's afraid to use it.
That's a lot of Neosporin and Band-Aids right there.
You need some Scotch tape on it. Any tape in Scotland is Scotch tape.
Boy Scouts are shutting down.
I saw that.
No.
It's because they're not getting enrollment.
Well, I guess they don't have a national chapter that
Like Girl Scouts.
that funds everything. It's just, hey, we're the Boy Scouts over here, and then all you guys go off and teach things and touch Tootsie Rolls in the woods.
I mean, so I come from a family of scouts. I have.
You were an Eagle Scout?
I was not, but one of my brothers was an Eagle Scout.
And I've known a few over the years, and for those Eagle Scouts who were Eagle Scouts, they take that it's like a way
It's like a Presidential Medal of Honor.
It's a way of life.
Yeah. But here's the other stereotype. I have a brother who is a Boy Scout leader and also homosexual. Did they go hand in hand? I don't know.
That was my follow-up.
100%. I have a brother who's gay and was a Boy Scout leader. He was in Boy Scouts way into his 20s.
It would be reasonable to think that maybe that's how he got introduced. I don't know. I'm just saying.
But all my other brothers were in that same troop.
Well, maybe they didn't get hit on.
Which
came first, Boy Scout or gay? What do you think? As his brother.
He says he's kind of always known he was gay.
So when he was in the Boy Scouts, he knew he was gay. Do you know if he had his first experience in the Boy Scouts?
I try not to ask.
I get it. It's your brother. It's something that comes up after past the gravy.
Right. Although
hey, you grab me some salt. So when did you start liking cock?
He's not afraid to share. But he went from Boy Scouts to Air Force to prison. So he kind of hit the trifecta. I mean, unlucky to some, others, I just remember those, the 70s were a good time.
My butthole's sore just thinking about it.
I know.
It's like,
Exactly. It's almost vacation. Hey, you know what? Let's try it where we sleep in a tent and it's cold. We'll share a sleeping bag.
Sure.
Hey, let's try it when we're in a 6x8 cell and it's cold. We'll keep each other warm.
You know where the warmest part of your body is? Come here. Touch here. I'll show you. It's very warm.
Do you know what the coldest part of your body is? Your balls, because they're two below.
Hey, now.
You got to keep those things warm. Rub your hands Miyagi style. Come warm these things up, man.
So you rub your hands up, and let's just say that something slipped in between those hands, and I just so happen to have a tube of Crisco oil over it. Oh, no. What's happening there? You're rolling dough.
You get some honey buns from the commissary. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. And I got roped into buying a box of Girl Scout cookies over the Girl Scout season. A gal I work with came up and she said, you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies, Tom? No. I really don't. I've had them before. You going to do me like that? Said, really? We're going to go through this exercise? You're going to guilt me into a box of Girl Scout cookies? So I bought the lemon ones, just lemon shortbread sort of things, right?
Yeah.
And I got them yesterday. And on each cookie, there is an inspirational message. So this is the first cookie I take out of the package right there. It says, I am a leader. It's a very fine lemon shortbread cookie. Very delicious.
It's almost like one of those candy hearts with the sayings on them. But these are inspirationals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is the second cookie I pulled from the package. It says, I am a risk taker.
Oh, that's...
Now, in the Girl Scouts, it's a well-run organization, obviously, and they sell their Girl Scout cookies, and these messages are turning young ladies into young women to go lead great lives and do what they were supposed to do as a woman. Now, my mind went to the Boy Scouts are trying to save their organization, so they steal from the Girl Scouts and start trying to sell cookies, right? And they just put Boy Scouts over the Girl Scout thing, over the Girl Scout logo.